Brook stops Amir Khan in 6 rounds. What did you guys make of the fight? Came off watching the fight just now on Sky Sports box office. Brilliant fight. Hats off to both men. Kell Brook was able to dominate Amir Khan from pretty much from start to finish. Rocked him in the very first round. Right, left hand, right hand, rocked him. Amir Khan was pretty much on the run for pretty much the rest of the fight. The rest of the fight, round one all the way to round six, it was a similar story in every single round. Khan would pretty much survive. Towards the end of the round, Khan would be rocked. Khan would be just like completely on edge in the whole fight. You could see that Khan's arch nemesis has not really been Kell Brook. His arch nemesis has been his own chin. Multiple fights against multiple big names. Khan's chin is what really ends up finding him out. But Kell Brook, pretty much all I can say, hats off to Kell Brook. You know, a lot of people were saying Amir Khan was going to beat Kell Brook. They were talking about, obviously, because of the beatings he's taken from guys like Golovkin and Errol Spence and the injuries he sustained in those fights. And not to say even Amir Khan, he's taken a lot of been devastatingly knocked out by the likes of Canelo, Danny Garcia. He's been stopped by Terence Crawford as well. So both of these guys, same age, 35, they came in. Everybody was thinking this is pretty much a fight that's been overdue. Who's supposed to be the best welterweight in the country? And what Kell Brook has pretty much solidified himself as, officially that, people should really be recognizing him, in that fashion, better than someone like, obviously, Amir Khan. Amir Khan in the fight, he did still have that, not obviously not as lightning quick, but as he used to be in yesteryear, but his hands still look pretty quick. His hand speed was there. He was pretty fast with the hand speed. Yeah, in the couple opening through parts of the first round, it did look as if that the hand speed was going to be a bit of trouble for it's going to be a bit of trouble for Kell Brook, and also the fact that when Kell Brook was defending, trying to slip the shots, he was always slipping down to his right, slipping down to his right. And I was starting to think that maybe is Amir Khan going to be able to time that? Is he going to be able to pick up on that? And be able to real find a way to maybe tag Kell Brook with a shot? Or I was thinking maybe obviously because of the punishment that Kell Brook has taken in the past. I think even Adam Smith was talking about maybe something was going wrong with Kell Brook's eye, and obviously once they work on those things for him on both eyes after his, the issues he had following the Errol Spence and Golovkin fights. Sometimes those things are still quite fragile. Obviously it's not, whatever they've worked on is not going to be the same as how it was formed. How pretty much how God made it. To be in terms of like your bone structure and everything and solidified everything is. So there's always that possibility that something could come up again. But whatever came up, it wasn't Kell Brook's eye. It was Amir Khan's arch nemesis, his chin, and pretty much the writing on the wall was there for Amir Khan. He was taking big shots, and in fact, there were some rounds that Amir Khan even got out of that. I was even surprised he was even able to survive. I was even thinking, what some of these big right hands. I was thinking Amir Khan should be stretched out on the canvas, but obviously the ref in the round six jumped in and stopped the fight. Did you guys think the stoppage was all right? For me, I think the stoppage made sense because, as far as I'm concerned, there was a lot of time left in the round. Excuse me, and it was a matter of time before Amir Khan is either then the ref is gonna have to jump in and stop it, or he's gonna be stretched out on the canvas. It was either one of those two, and I think it's better for Amir Khan in terms of obviously probably his last fight. Better to he has been knocked out a couple times. It ain't good. You're not supposed to be getting stretched down, knocked out like that. So better safe for himself. And he didn't seem to be complaining too much about the stoppage either. So hats off to Kell Brook. Great victory for him. Where does Kell Brook go from here? He is talking about Kell is back. That's what he's talking about. Is there still fights out there? Does Conor Benn want to fight Kell Brook? How does a Conor Benn do against Kell Brook? Is that a fight that Kell Brook even wants, or is Kell Brook, have ambitions to fight for world titles again? We have to wait and see what happens with that one, man. But drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me see what you guys are saying about this fight. What did you think about Kell Brook's performance? What did you think about Amir Khan? Where does Kell Brook go from here? Where does Khan go from here? And I saw in the ring walk, I saw Terence Crawford with Amir Khan. Did you guys see the shot when the camera cut to Terence Crawford and his mouth was like literally wide open at the way? It's probably surprised at the way Amir Khan was getting beaten up because he was in, I think, in the gym of Terence Crawford, and he was probably thinking, raw. I remember the kind of training, everything that was done, and he's like just went in there and he was just like, just completely just punched up. Like, it was crazy, man. But drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me see what you guys are saying about this one. It was a great fight. Great, we don't get too many big fights, especially this fight was really big in terms of like domestic audience because in the UK, because we've been pretty much been waiting for this Terence Crawford, pretty much been waiting for this Kell Brook versus Amir Khan fight for a couple of years now, and it just never happened. So it managed to happen now. What do you guys think? What would have happened if these guys had fought earlier? Hindsight is always interesting, but you can only live in the present. And Kell Brook was able to get the victory today. Stoppage in the 6th round. No scorecards required. Ref jumped in and stopped it. Fight was over. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me see what you guys think. Cool.